Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most famous, most analyzed, and most mysterious paintings in human history, Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. You've seen it everywhere, from church halls to pop culture parodies. But what's really going on in this masterpiece? What hidden meanings and secrets did Leonardo pack into this incredible scene? Get ready, because we're about to uncover the drama, the symbolism, and the genius behind The Last Supper. Let's start with the basics. Leonardo da Vinci painted this monumental work not on a canvas, but directly onto the wall of the dining hall at the Santa Maria del Grazie Monastery in Milan, Italy. He started it around 1495 and finished in 1498. That's right, it's a mural, specifically a fresco. Well, sort of. This is actually where the first problem began. Instead of using the traditional, durable bone fresco technique, which involves painting on wet plaster, Leonardo experimented. He used a drywall technique, applying tempera paint mixed with oil directly onto a sealed plaster surface. Why? Because it allowed him to work more slowly and achieve the incredible detail and shading he was famous for. Unfortunately, this experiment was a disaster for the painting's longevity. The paint began to flake off the wall within just a few years of its completion. So, the version we see today has been through numerous restorations, each one trying to save what's left of Leonardo's original vision. Now, let's talk about the moment captured in the painting. It's not just a quiet dinner. Leonardo chose the most dramatic possible moment from the biblical story. He depicts the exact instant after Jesus announces, "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." Imagine the shockwave that sends through the room. This isn't a static, posed portrait of the apostles. It's a snapshot of raw, human reaction. Chaos, confusion, and disbelief erupt among his followers. And this is where Leonardo's genius for psychology and storytelling truly shines. He groups the 12 apostles into 4 sets of 3, creating a wave of motion and emotion that ripples out from the central figure of Jesus. Let's break down these groups. On the far left, we have Bartholomew, James the Less, and Andrew. Bartholomew has shot up from his seat, his hands on the table as if to say, "No way." Andrew holds his hands up in a stop gesture, his face filled with shock. Moving to the next group, we find the most dramatic trio of Judas, Peter, and John. John, often depicted as the youngest apostle, looks faint, swooning away from Jesus in sorrow. Peter, always the impulsive one, leans in aggressively, a knife clutched in his hand not pointing at Jesus, but away, perhaps symbolizing his later violent defense of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. And then there's Judas. Leonardo masterfully isolates him. While everyone else is reacting with shock and disbelief, Judas recoils into the shadows. He's clutching a small bag, symbolizing the 30 pieces of silver he was paid for his betrayal. He's also the only one whose elbow is on the table, a sign of bad manners. And he's knocking over the salt shaker, symbol of bad luck or a broken covenant. Leonardo uses light, shadow, and body language to visually convict him before anyone says a word. At the very center of this storm is Jesus. He is the calm eye of the hurricane. His posture is serene, forming a perfect equilateral triangle, a classic Renaissance symbol of divinity and stability. The window behind him acts as a natural halo, framing him against the light of the outside world. While everyone else is in turmoil, he is accepting, his hands open on the table. One hand gestures towards a piece of bread, and the other towards a glass of wine, prefiguring the sacrament of the Eucharist, where he says, "This is my body, and this is my blood." So, at the exact same moment of betrayal, Leonardo also captures the moment of salvation and the founding of a core Christian ritual. It's absolutely brilliant storytelling. Let's move to the right of Jesus. The first group is Thomas, James the Greater, and Philip. Thomas, famously known as Doubting Thomas, points his finger upward, almost jabbing the air. Is he questioning Jesus? Is he foreshadowing the moment he'll later demand to touch Jesus' wounds to believe in the resurrection? It's a gesture that's been debated for centuries. James the Greater throws his arms out in a gesture of disbelief, while Philip points to himself, his expression pleading, "Is it me, Lord?" Finally, on the far right, we have Matthew, Thaddeus, and Simon. This group seems to be in a heated discussion among themselves. Matthew and Thaddeus turn towards Simon, their hands gesturing as if to ask, "What's going on? Do you know anything about this?" They are looking for answers, representing the confusion that has swept through the room. Each apostle is not just a figure, they are a distinct personality, a unique psychological study captured in a single, frozen moment. Leonardo reportedly wandered the streets of Milan searching for faces that would perfectly capture the character of each apostle. One of the most mind-blowing aspects of the painting is Leonardo's use of perspective. Everything in the room, the lines of the ceiling coffers, the tapestries on the walls, the very table itself is constructed with perfect one-point linear perspective. All of these lines converge at a single vanishing point. And where is that vanishing point? It's located right at Jesus' head, specifically his right temple. This mathematical precision does more than just create a realistic sense of depth. It draws the viewer's eye, both consciously and subconsciously, directly to the central figure. Jesus is not just the emotional and narrative center of the painting, he is the literal geometric center of the universe Leonardo has created on that wall. It's a visual way of saying that everything revolves around him. Now, let's touch on some of the mysteries and popular theories. You've probably heard the theories from books like the Da Vinci Code, which suggest that the figure of John is actually Mary Magdalene, and that she and Jesus were married. This theory largely rests on the figure's supposedly feminine appearance and the V-shape formed between Jesus and John, said to symbolize the sacred feminine. While it's a fascinating idea for a novel, most art historians disagree. The depiction of John as young and beardless, almost androgynous, was a common artistic convention of the time for the beloved disciple. Leonardo was known for his beautiful, androgynous figures, so this wasn't unusual for his style. Another mystery is the disembodied hand holding the knife. Some people see a hand holding a knife near Peter that doesn't seem to belong to anyone. However, if you look closely, the hand and the knife are clearly Peter's. His arm is twisted behind his back in an awkward but physically possible position as he leans forward. The awkwardness of the pose just adds to the sense of tension and sudden movement in the scene. What about the food on the table? It's been identified as likely being fish or eels, a common dish in that region of Italy. There's no holy grail, no chalice like you might see in other depictions. Instead, Leonardo uses simple, humble wine glasses for all the apostles, grounding this divine moment in a very human, relatable setting. So, why has the Last Supper captured our imagination for over 500 years? It's more than just a painting of a biblical event. It's a masterclass in human psychology, a revolutionary work of perspective and composition, and a profound theological statement. Leonardo da Vinci didn't just show us 13 men at a table. He captured a moment of supreme human drama, story of faith, betrayal, doubt, and sacrifice. He freezes a single second in time, but fills it with the past, the present, and the future. Despite its tragic decay, the power of the Last Supper endures. It continues to draw millions of visitors and inspire endless debate and discussion. It's a testament to Leonardo's unparalleled genius as not just an artist, but a scientist, an inventor, and a true Renaissance man who understood the world and the human heart in a way few ever have. What are your thoughts on the Last Supper? Do you have a favorite apostle in the painting, or a theory you find fascinating? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more journeys into the world of art. We'll see you in the next one.